Aloha guys, this is Joyce from Enjoy Scrapping 2. Today I'm going to be making a card for the Paper Smooches Guest Designer Challenge, and this is going to be my Sparks Challenge as well. I have some things already pre-prepped here. I cut out a piece of vellum, same as the A2 size, and then I cut this cardstock frame. Also, it's an A2 size frame, and I adhered it to in between the two black frames and made that uh, frame piece. Here I have a design paper and I use the Lawn Fawn's speech bubble die, and I cut it out already. Most of the time I do my die cutting off camera. It's because I don't have too much space on my desk. I have a small desk, and so I don't have room for like the big shot. So I usually do my die cutting off camera. Here I have an image, Party Pals. I stamped it out in watercolor paper and I cut it out using my scan and cut. And here I'm cutting off the balloon because I'm not going to be needing that. And so I'm going to just use this image. Here I have another vellum. This is a really thick vellum. It's a Stampin' Up! Vellum. It's almost like cardstock. It's kind of thick and heavy duty. So here I am prepping the vellum, and then I'm going to use my Versamark, and I'm going to emboss just the balloons. So I'm going to stamp several, and then I'm going to use the Ranger's liquid platinum embossing powder. So I am stamping multiples. Can't really see well where I stamped, but so I stamp another. I'm only going to be using 3 of these balloons, but I stamped out 4 because just in case I mess up. And a lot of times I just I haven't made this card yet, so sometimes it doesn't go the way you plan out, but we'll see how this goes. So here I'm putting the embossing powder on the balloons. I'm trying to cover it really well and taking off a little bit of strays, and then I'm going to heat it up. I'm going to heat my heat gun first, and then put it on vellum to melt the embossing powder. And then the process is kind of fast, and then it doesn't warp the vellum as much. So here I'm going to stamp some sentiments on the balloon. The sentiment set is from Word Up, and I'll be using the best wishes and also the hello bubble looking word. At first I was going to emboss it using the same embossing powder, but I changed my mind and I'm going to use VersaFine Onyx pigment ink, and then I'm going to use the clear embossing powder because I want the sentiments to stand out a little more. So here I'm masking off wishes, and I'm only stamping best. I really didn't need to because there was enough space in between that. So I didn't really need to mask it off, but I masked it off anyways using washi tape. So here I'm trying to stamp straight best on one balloon, and then I'm going to stamp wishes on the other. I'm wiping off, cleaning the word best so it doesn't get on the other vellum. So I'm trying to stamp it straight, wishes. And I'm going to use 3 balloons, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for the other balloon because it's empty. But later I just end up putting some sequins that I cut using the Mama Elephant's sequence die. So I'm also prepping this portion right here, this panel, and I'm going to be stamping the hello with Versamark and using the liquid platinum again and embossing this hello. That's why I cut the design paper at the top using the word bubble, because I'm going to put a white cardstock behind that so you can see that sentiment a little better. I really like this liquid platinum. It's a very muted silverish color. So there my vellum panel is done, and I'm going to attach it like that. At this point, I don't know if I want to make it into a shaker card or just adhere it together like that. And I haven't, here I'm trying to kind of decide what I want to do. But I decide that I'm going to adhere that design, the blue design paper first, and then decide if I'm going to make it a shaker card, but I decide not to, because this portion up until now it was already over 20 minutes and I still have to color the image. So I go ahead and turn the camera off and finish that, and also cut out the balloons, and I tied a baker's twine to each one of the vellum balloons. And here I'm using my Peerless watercolor, and I haven't really played around with this colors or this watercolors. The last time I used it was when I did the swatch, and so I'm kind of like trying to see how the consistency is a little bit different. I think every watercolor medium, the consistency is a little different, and you kind of have to get used to it. So I wasn't as used to this, so I couldn't put too much shading and dimension to it, but I tried my best. I wanted to make the cat purple just because she just looks pretty. So I'm using 2 different shades of the purple. And for the party hat, I'm using blue. It's kind of like aqua blue that'll match that blue pattern paper. And for her eyes, I'm using hot pink. That's not the real name of the Peerless colors, but so here I'm deciding how I want to color the rabbit, and I wanted him to be gray, but as you saw in the beginning, it was like super dark, so I had to kind of water it down a little more. Again, for the rabbit, I'm using two different grays, shades of grays. I'm trying to kind of put more dimension here by adding some little bit of darker color more towards the left side. These colors are very vibrant and pretty. I just gotta play around with it a little more, so I'm sure I'll be doing another card using it. So I'm coloring their nose black. And I'm also coloring the cat's eye blue, lighter shade of blue. And so I'm still fumbling here with this, and I just decided that I'm just going to put it on the, stick it all together and put it on the card front. This is a regular A2 size card front, and I wanted those vellum balloons to look like they're holding the balloons. And so I put best wishes, and the other one I put hearts and other sequins. These were all cut out using some, most of them are from the Mama Elephant sequence die on some metallic paper I have already pre-cut. And here I'm trying to place the balloons where you can still see the sentiment, and yeah, because the bunny's ears were very long and big, I didn't expect that it was gonna cover up most of the balloons. So I'm here trying to do my best. Quite not sure what I'm gonna do with this string, if I'm going to just tie it or glue it, or I'm not quite sure. But I did put dimensionals on the image, and I decided to put a foam dot and to adhere the baker's twine, and trying to line it up so that you could still see the wishes. And then my camera dies, so you don't see. Basically, the card is done. I just add a little bit more details into the card using like the black jelly pen. You can see the final picture on my blog. Thank you so much.